Hey guys, welcome back to another Division build video. Today we're going to be going over three of my favorite DPS builds, kind of depending on what I'm doing or what, just switching up weapons because I don't like playing the same type of build and same type of weapon all the time. So I figured I would show all my DPS builds in just one video. So starting with my favorite build because I love LMGs is going to be my double Lmg build. So with this build, I'm using the gunner specialization. We got my MG5 with Lmg damage, 13%, 11% damage out of cover, and 11% to magazine size. And I roll the fast hands on here for the quick reloads. For the mods, I got critical chance. I got the big boy 50 rounder large pouch from the gunner class, the 5% crit chance on the grip, and 5% chance for the muzzle or the barrel. So 15% critical chance from the mods there. The secondary LMG is my Negev, which I got super lucky with and god rolled everything. The only thing that didn't god roll was the steady hands to it, so I did have to roll steady hands on it, but man, I got real lucky with this guy here. So we got maxed out LMG damage, maxed out damage out of cover, and then we got 10% crit damage, and then we are going to run the steady hands on this bad boy. For the mods, the same mods as the MG5, crit chance, 50 rounder, crit chance, and crit chance. So my stats for my MG5 are going to read 56.4 crit chance, 112.3 crit damage, and 98% headshot damage, or 98.5 headshot damage, and then we got 11% damage to armor. The Gev is gonna have 56.4% crit chance as well. More crit damage on this one, 122.3 because of the crit damage rolled on it, and then 78.5% headshot damage. I believe that's just because the MG5 might just have just more headshot damage on it in general. Only reason why that should be more, and then again 11% damage on a cover. I actually never realized that now that I'm looking at it. I never realized that there's more headshot damage on my MG5 for whatever reason. So I guess the MG5 just has just headshot damage to it because there's nothing that gives headshot damage on it besides, yeah, nothing. That's crazy. All right, so I learned something new today while doing a video. My gear for my LMG build is going to be going with the exotic Coyotes mask. Crit chance, crit damage, and then the mod slot, more crit damage with the 15% weapon damage. I really like this mask because you're basically going to always have the either 25% critical damage or the extra 10% critical damage and the 10% critical hit chance with this build while you're doing it. It's very rare you're going to be hitting people 25 meters out for 25%. Here at the range, like you can see 25, I mean, you might be hitting people from this far away, but you're usually going to be going a lot closer. You know, this is the 5, and we got the 10 there, and even the 15. So this is usually the range that I'm trying to hit enemies from with this build, just because I don't have a lot of accuracy with it. It's very hard to hit people from far away. You're not going to be I do hit them, but it takes me almost a full mag to drop them just because I keep missing a lot of shots. So Coyote's mask really good for the extra crit damage. Backpack, or not backpack, chest piece, I'm running the Sacrifice, which gives perfect glass cannon. All damage I do is amplified by 30%. All damage I take is 60%. This has 13.5 weapon damage, 12% crit damage, the 5.5 crit chance, and then I have the mod with 11% crit damage. I really like glass cannon. It's like one of the more powerful damage dealer talents. And honestly, I don't really feel a difference between taking the extra 60% and not taking the extra 60%. The only thing that I might feel a difference on is going to be like if I'm on fire. So any damage over time effects I have on me, that's really the only time I really feel the extra damage. But getting shot, I honestly don't see the difference between having and not having glass cannon. For the holster, max weapon damage on here, crit damage and crit chance. This is a Seska holster running the 10% critical hit chance. Oh, and by the way, this is a Providence piece. The named sacrifice is Providence, so I'm getting 10% headshot damage from the one piece, and I have another piece on as well, which gives 10% critical hit chance. Knee pads, so running the Fox's Prayer, which gives rifle damage. I'm not super happy about that. Wish it gave something else that was for this build specifically, but the 15% to damage out of cover is just too good not to use. 11.5% weapon damage, then I rolled 10.4% crit damage on here. The 15% damage out of cover is multiplicative, and it's so good. It's, it's just more damage. So like 11% damage out of cover on this, 15% there. So I'm getting 26% to targets damage out of cover. So really good with these Fox's Prayer, and I think they're still available at the clan vendor. So if you guys don't have them, go pick them up. This is another one I got super lucky on. Dropped these Contractor's Gloves, which are a Petrov piece, which is a perfect gear set for an LMG build. Gives 10% LMG damage, gives 12.3% weapon damage. I rolled on here critical hit damage on 12%, and then it comes with 11% damage to armor, which again is multiplicative. So stacking onto the damage out of cover, which is super awesome. Definitely helps with the DPS. And then my second piece of Petrov, got with the talent concussion. Really want a better backpack. I cannot find a better backpack to save my life. I've had this. I think I had this backpack since like day 1 or 2 of the update. I just have not found a better one yet. But we do. It's not terrible. It has concussion. Wish I could get like a different talent on here. Rather have like the one that you go and cover or a companion for just straight damage all the time. Concussion's not bad though. Headshots increase total weapon damage by 10% for 1.5 seconds. And headshot kills increase total weapon damage by 15% for 10 seconds. So it's not terrible. You're still getting 15%. You just gotta make sure you're killing your enemies with the headshots to get the bonus. But it did roll with headshot damage, critical hit chance I put on it, and then I got a mod on there for more crit damage. So that is my LMG build. I do have the Liberty, which really doesn't do anything. I just figured I'd just throw an exotic on here. The fast hands, so the MG5, how I play this is the MG5. I have the fast hands. This is my main go-to weapon for just killing people. The fast hands make you reload extremely quickly. Just stack up some fast hand stacks. And very quick on the reload. That's why I like it. And then when I face bigger targets, I do have my Negev, which I have steady hands on. Let me toss this to invulnerable and you'll see why. So when I got those big boy heavies coming at you with flamethrowers or machine guns, I can just sit there all day and just keep firing into them. And once I hit 100 stacks, it just auto reloads. It doesn't use any ammo from reserves. So that is why I love the Negev with steady hands. Having the 50 extra rounds helps if I don't have to hit every single bullet, but I do have to hit at least 2/3 of my shots with the Negev to those big boys, and I just auto reload that. So very nice talent on there. So that is my LMG build. Now most of my builds are going to be pretty similar as far as the gear. So this is my AR build, swapping out a couple things, but not very much. We still got the same mask, the coyotes, the same chest piece, the sacrifice. I believe this is the same holster, the Seska, same knee pads, Fox's Prayer. We do change the gloves for a piece of Providence gloves. This gives weapon damage, critical hit damage, and then headshot damage. And then the backpack I change out as well. I just can't get rid of concussion. Concussion rolls on every good piece of gear I usually get. So we got headshot damage, weapon handling, and crit chance on the mod for this one. And this is a piece of Fenris for the 10% assault rifle damage. The 2 weapons I'm running are going to be the Glory Days Glory Days is really good because you basically just have 100% of that stability, so you can just laser beam. It's very nice for hitting targets far away. And then the Negev as my backup, my secondary for when I do face those big boys, because having to reload every 40 rounds because I don't have the 50 round magazine yet. So when it comes to the big boys, swap to the Negev and mow those bad boys down. So my stats for this AR build, 60% crit chance, so perfect crit chance, 80% crit damage, a little low, and 91.3% headshot damage. And then we got 9% health damage as well. I'm going to the Negev, 60% crit chance, 90% crit damage, and 91.3% headshot damage. So that is the AR build with the Negev as a backup, also running Liberty, because why not? Oh, and specialization for this one, I am running Firewall. No real reason why. Damage, getting your health back, 30% health back is nice. But besides that, I don't know, just wanted to run something different. Gunner is always a solid choice, and then I could put the big pouch on the Negev. On this build, I only have the 30 rounder or 35 rounder on here. So still not bad, but you know, you could easily run the gunner on here and be completely fine. My third DPS build I'm going to be showing is going to be my headshot, my rifle build. And again, keeping most of the same pieces, a few pieces changed out. Always got mine together with a steady hands on the backup, ready for those close encounters. If anyone gets close to you, just whip this out, mow them down. Any big guys that are getting close to you that you can't take down with the rifle, swap to there. Boom, done. For our rifle, we are running the Baker's Dozen, which is a named M1A or classic M1A. You actually get this from the season pass. This is mine from the season pass. I haven't found a better one yet. But this one came with 11% rifle damage and 13% critical hit damage with 6.5 crit chance I rolled on there. And then this comes with perfect lucky shot. Magazine capacity is increased by 30%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return with the magazine. So basically, anytime you're not hitting someone, you're not using any ammo. So you can just spam this. And you're just as long as you're hitting your target, you'll be, you know, actually using your ammo anytime you miss. Apparently that just hitting the target counts as hitting the target, but as you can see, still only 13. But there we go. So very cool talent to use. Using Coyote's Mask perfectly, or the Sacrifice. We do switch up the holster for this one. This one's going to be the Sombra, the Grappo. I'm probably saying that super wrong. Sombra holster with the 15% critical hit damage, 10.5 or 10.4 weapon damage, 11.1 crit hit damage, and 7% headshot damage on there. The Fox's Prayers are perfect for this build because it does get 10% rifle damage. These are different gloves. The Seska gloves for the 10% crit chance. We got 12% crit damage, 8.4 headshot damage, and 11.6% weapon damage. And then the Providence backpack with the concussion. It's a little bit easier to get headshots with the rifle build, so that's not too bad. We're running the sharpshooter specialization for the extra headshot damage you get from there. The mods are running are 5% crit chance. I don't have any other magazine except for this, so I'm using 20% optimal range. Use something better if you got it. 5% crit chance on there, and then there is no barrel attachment. You can use the digital scope on here, which will give you 45% bonus headshot damage, which is really good. I just really don't like to play with a 8 times zoom scope. I really don't like it that much. You might like it, you might not. You might be okay with it. My just style play, I don't like it. I do. That's why I use the 5% crit chance scope. It's 3.5 times zoom. So most of the time, I'm not zooming in at all. I'm just, you know, ADSing. But if I do, it's not that bad. It's not too far of a zoom. Like, it can get people from farther away, like maybe 50. like it's hard to see that guy from way down range, so hitting him from a little bit farther away, you know, I have that option, but I don't always have the option like you have to with the 8x scope, even though it does give very good stats. So my stats that I'm running are going to be 57.4 crit chance, 130.2% critical hit damage, and 103.9% headshot damage. That would be about 150% headshot damage if I was running the sharpshooter scope, but I'm not, so oh well. So those are my 3 main DPS builds. Hope you guys like them. If you guys do, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.